Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our next live session. I'll be your producer for our session, but before we start, I do have some quick housekeeping. Please take a moment to read our code of conduct. We seek to provide a respectful environment for both our audience and presenters. While we absolutely encourage engagement in the chat, we ask that you please be mindful of your commentary, remain professional and on topic. Keep an eye on that chat. We'll be dropping helpful links and checking for questions for our presenters to answer. Our session is being recorded. It will be available to view on demand right here on the Microsoft Reactor channel. With that, I'll turn it over to our speaker for today. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us for our very first ever Fabric Data Days Student Dataviz Championship finale. We are so excited to be here with you today. We have our finalists on the line. They are going to share their presentations with us, walk us through how they did things, and then you all here today are going to select the winner. So with that, I will hand it over to our fabulous hosts, Lakshmi and Andrew, to start the show.
Hey everyone, thank you, Shannon. And let's get started. Before we begin, quick introduction about myself. My name is Lakshmi. I'm one of the Microsoft MVPs. On a professional level, I'm a data analyst at Missouri University of Science and Technology. So I pretty much play with Power BI every single day. And I'm really happy to be kicking off the finale with Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andrew Summer. I'm a Fabric super user and a Fabric user group leader, and I work with Lakshmi as the Chief Data Officer of Missouri University Science and Technology.
Perfect. And then we have two amazing moderators, Stephanie and Valerie in the chat. Any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. They will answer. And moving on. Welcome to Fabric Data Days. So it's a great place to supercharge your career. 50 days of data and AI. There have been a lot of sessions, a lot of contests going on. You can use this link to go ahead and learn more about Fabric Data Days. Coming to the schedule, today we're going to have the finale, and tomorrow we have a final Microsoft Reactor session specifically for students and early career data enthusiasts, where you can learn about careers in data. If you want to know more about the full schedule, make sure you click on the link. And also, we would really appreciate if you could take this survey. The survey just gets 6 questions, takes less than a minute. It will really help us develop new programs so that we could support students and early career data professionals. With that being said, let's talk about the Student Dataviz Championships finale. A very warm welcome to all of you. Let's talk about the agenda. We're going to meet the finalists today, provide a quick contest overview. We're going to walk through the finalist entries. Each of the finalists is going to spend 5 to 6 minutes walking through the process, walking through each of their reports. And then the amazing audience that you is going to vote for the winner. We will let you know how the process goes. And then at the end, we are going to crown the champion. I would really appreciate if you could drop a hi in the comments, put in where are you from, and we could get started. Over to you, Andrew.
All right, I'm going to do a real quick recap of the contest overview. Before I do, can you also drop in the chat if you've ever used Power BI before? Are you a beginner? Are you a novice? Or you've been using for a while? So real quick about the contest overview. Hopefully you were able to join us in November and you got the real big details on this. But it's a Dataviz contest for students and recent grads, but not exclusive to that group, right? We can all be mid-career learners. Prizes include that swag, recognition, connect with everyone on LinkedIn, but most importantly, that consultation with our Microsoft MVP, Lakshmi. Participants received a starter file and instructions provided by Lakshmi, and then they had 3 weeks to build the reports and publish them out to the Fabric community. So what are the judges looking for? First, insightfulness, right? Does it clearly communicate meaningful insights to the end users? Is it easy to understand? And is it relevant to that contest theme? Next, visual effectiveness, right? Is the design clean? Did they use appropriate chart choices for the data they're trying to convey? Did they use themes and proper colors? Did they avoid clutter? And did it tell a story? Next, creativity and innovation, particularly with the theme that Lakshmi provided, right? It really shines. Does it go beyond just default visuals? Did they experiment with the layout and use Power BI features like bookmarks, interactivity? Were they thoughtful about the interactions between their visuals? And then last but not least important, accessibility. Did they consider things like color contrast for our colorblind users? Was there logical tab order? Did the details in the report become usable for all users regardless of their ability? This can definitely earn our contestants extra points from the judges. Each entry was assigned a score and then judges deliberated amongst themselves. As with all these contests, I could not imagine being a judge. There were so many amazing entries to pick from, but the 4 finalists really shine. They created amazing reports that we're really excited to show you today.
Perfect. Thank you, Andrew. Now it's time to meet the finalists. First, we have Bimsola with her amazing report. I really love how clean and neat the UI was. And then we have a dream team. We have Jose, Renzo, and Santiago with a great report, great storytelling. I love the map. I'm really looking forward to learn more about the report and the process. The third finalist is John. He was one of the earliest entry uploaders. So I saw his reports, I think, on the first week itself, and I was pretty happy and pretty proud to see what he did. And then the final finalist is Naara Helen. She came up with a very clean UI, beautiful report, very insightful and thoughtful. I'm really looking forward to learn more about her process as well. Now that we've seen who the 4 finalists are, I hope all of you are really ready to learn, to ask questions and learn about the process. What were the challenges? What were the difficulties? And what are the tips and techniques that they've used? Now it's time for the finalist walkthroughs. If you want to look into the finalist reports, you could use this link or scan the QR code. This is going to take you to this particular page. This particular page has all the Student Dataviz Championship finalist reports, along with more details about the contests, what were the judges' favorites, and that's it. Let's get started with all the finalist showdown. Can we have the finalists on screen? Perfect. Welcome, finalists. So glad to have you guys here. Hope you're excited and nervous too. Perfect. Great. We are going to get started with a report by Bimsola. I loved her report. Let's see what she has to say. And perfect. Hi, Bimsola. Can you give a quick introduction about yourself in 2 lines, maybe? And then we can get started with your report.
All right, thank you very much, Lakshmi. Hi, everyone. My name is Bimsola Decoya, and I recently finished from the University of Lagos here in Nigeria.
Perfect. Great. Can you tell us about, let's walk through your report. Let's see what were the challenges that you faced. What's your favorite thing about the report and so on?
All right, so I'm very excited to present my solution for the challenge. First of all, my theme was, I can say my report, informative storytelling. My goal for this report, basically, I wanted something very simple and clean and helpful, really, for anyone, new users who would like to explore the colleges, basically. And then my report can be grouped into 3 main parts. The first 2 pages give an overview, and then the third page goes into each college, And then the last page is a personalized recommendation quiz. So for the first page, the main story here was affordability. I wanted to see how the tuition fee correlates with the starting salary of a graduate. And you can see from the scatter chart that though a school may be expensive, it doesn't necessarily mean they would have a higher starting salary. And then one other thing I also loved is the bar chart. I mean, while I was just exploring the data, one of the things that jumped at me was I saw how tuition fee and admission difficulty just naturally grouped the colleges. So we could say the expensive schools are like premium, then we have like the medium, and then we have like the budget friendly schools. So that's something I really loved about this page. You can go to the next page.
Hey, Lakshmi,
Yeah.
do you think you could zoom in your screen just a little bit so we could see?
Yes, sure. Is that better?
I think that's better. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, moving on to the next page.
Okay, so for this page, I focused on student experience, and the table on your right, my right, I wanted to show, so I used medals to rank the positions, and basically I wanted a user to be able to compare the colleges across different metrics. So I created a student experience scores, a student experience score, which is like a composite scores of different other metrics. So I wanted the user to be able to just see at a glance if a school is doing well with student satisfaction. Are they also doing well with alumni satisfaction? Are they also doing well with students experience? And that was basically my idea for that table. You can move to the next page.
Yes.
And so, yes, like I said, this is a deep dive into each college. You could interact with the slicers. And so basically, I think one of the things I actually love about this data, the data was actually very informative. There were a lot of useful information you would want to show a user. And my priority really in on this page basically was to avoid clutter. I know how it can get when you're trying to put a lot of details. You want your users to know a lot, but you just start using a lot of visuals and then your reports get messy. So one thing for me was to actually reduce clutter and to also make sure that it was still detailed. And I think an example I would give would be that image. So basically, what that image is interpreting is the campus type. So we have like the campus environment, you have urban, forest, coastal, mountain. And for me, I felt like it would be necessary, or it was important to kind of show that to the user. And that's the new image visual from Power BI, by the way. So, and lastly, you can go to the last page.
Yes.
And so, yes, this is just a simple recommendation system. You select the numbers from 1 to 5 and then it changes. You may actually not see a lot of changes because there's actually not much variability between colleges, but the system still works. So yes, that's it. That's my report. I really had a lot of fun building it, and I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. Thank you.
Absolutely. We loved it. I really like how you took it slow, and I really appreciate how you focused on less clutter, because that's something that means a lot to me, because I do not like dumping a lot of data on a page just because I have data. Kudos on that. I would just like to mention two things that I really loved in this report. The first is the use of reference lines. Quick example. So in this particular graph, I see how you've used a reference line here, as well as in the next page. Simple reference lines on the x-axis and y-axis made so much difference. And the next thing that I really liked is every visual has beautiful titles and subtitles. So if a person wants to know what they're looking at, they can look at the title. If they want more clarity, they could go to the subtitle. So these are two things that really stood out to me. Andrew, I would like to know what's something that you really liked.
I agree with everything you said. It's a beautiful report, but page 4 is what really hit hard with me. When we're building reports, ultimately it's about helping someone make a decision.
Yes.
And that's what this page does. You really nailed what a report should do as a functional piece at the end of the day. So I think you really knocked out of the park. You did a fantastic job with that.
Perfect. And to the audience right there, if you really like this report or you would like to point out something from this report, make sure you put it on the comments. Let everyone knows. Show her some love. Let's support her. And perfect. Thank you so much. Before I let you go, I have a quick question. If I had to ask you that, what was the most challenging part about creating this report? What would it be?
It will be the visual on the third page.
On the third page. Do you mean,
Yes,
oh, do you mean
showing the
adding? Oh,
yes, the
yes.
possible career paths.
Okay, perfect. Oh,
Can I
this particular.
Yes.
can I ask you a follow-up
Okay.
question too? As you're starting your career and you're in this journey, what's your favorite part of working with data and Power BI? Is it the modeling? Is it making the visuals? Which part do you prefer?
That's a tough question. I actually prefer the data transformation part. So working with
Me,
Power Query.
me too. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm different. I'm a visualization person.
Why we work well together.
Yes, that's true. Perfect. Thank you so much. And I see some great comments. Thank you for thank you to everyone for the comments. Now let's move on to our next presenter. The next finalist we have here is Santiago, who's going to be representing his team. Perfect. Hi, Santiago. Thank you so much for joining in. Before we dive into your report, can we have a quick introduction about yourself?
Yes. Just a comment. That's not my report. I
Oh,
think.
one second.
Uh, yes.
Just yeah.
Yes. Perfect. So yeah, hi to everyone that is watching the stream. Hi Lakshmi, Andrew, and everyone. My name is Santiago Portugal. I'm from Peru, and my team is conformed by Jose Fernandez and Renzo Rasco, who can be here, but we are a team of three. We are all three that data analysts working at Scotiabank. That's where we meet. And I'm
Mhm.
happy to, I'm looking forward to present to all you our report.
Perfect. I absolutely love the storytelling in your report. And I think me and Andrew would really like to point out that the map on your report is our absolute favorite. We were just talking about it a couple of minutes back. Okay, let's get started. Give us a quick walkthrough of your report.
Yes, perfect. So what we wanted to do is put ourselves in the student's shoe and to send us to this magic world where we can be or feel like we are the student walking through the map and walking through the magic world, and to focus on the dynamics on the report, and also about all this storytelling behind. So what we can see here is the homepage. We can see a little bit of a little bit resume of we can see here in this world. You can see on the back is
Mhm.
the map. We can
Mhm.
show the 7 different kingdoms, and we can see here two different options, two different bottoms, the kingdom one and the colors one. And you can press, please, the kingdom one. Perfect. So what we see here in this first page is the map, but with a little bit, with a lot more of definition. And what you can see here in this graph, in this sphere graph that we call, is the evolution between the starting salary and the tuition fee. And why we don't show the here the legend is because in you go to the map on the right side and you walk through these different kind of buttons or
Mhm.
circles. You can go through these tooltips that are very, very, very useful to go through what we can see, that the number of colors in the kingdoms, number of programs, the magic score, the rating, and also that
Mhm.
serve as a legend for the left to see like that what color, okay, what kingdom we can see there. And also we have different kind of different tools. If you go through the magic wand, you can see like what you can do with the graph. And yes, also we can see if you go back through the top right corner, we can go through to the home page, and we can go
Mhm.
walk through the college page. And what we will try to show here is a little bit more of detail behind what we go through in each college. Also, just to clarify or to give additional information, all the elements, the map, and everything was made by us. Or we use the help of with the AI intelligence like Copilot to generate these images, because what we wanted to do behind all of this was to give whole experience to the student, for him or for her or for everyone to just go through and feel like they are entering this magic world. So what we can see here is all these elements like graduation rate, admission difficulty, tuition fee. And if you go through the bars, you can also see some tooltips that gives you information about the students by program category. And just for an additional information, if you walk through the filter in the top right corner and you change program, you can see that the colors from the graph and everything changes. It makes it a lot of more dynamic. And if you go walk through the bottom left graph, you can, and you walk through the graph, you can also see different tooltips that give you a lot more of information. You can also change it if you walk through important details. You can also see a lot more of details that may help the students. And we also have this string graph at the right to see the starting salary program. Unfortunately, we can't see that radar graph right there, but what it was supposed to be there is just a comparison between the rating of the college. And if you walk through, please, the program page on the top, you can also give the student this information about all the programs, and you can also give this information about the program difficulty. We wanted to put that information there. And also it can change on vary through the filter you put. And overall, if you see all these kind of images, all this kind of dynamics behind this dashboard, what we wanted to give the student, we wanted to be, we put ourselves in the student's shoes is what can help us to just, I imagine myself putting in the student and think, okay, where I want to learn, what I want to study, what I want to study, but not in a way that we usually see this infographic with a lot of text, with a lot of information. We just wanted to give ourselves this chance to just look on the dashboard and think, okay, first I'm traveling or putting myself in the world, in this magic world. Okay, second, in what way can we see all this information without being hard or boring for the students to see? And that's why we put all these different elements, magic elements. And if you go walk back through the homepage, please. Um, what we show here is this kind of storytelling, this kind of putting the student in a way where they think they are in this story, they are in this magic world. So yeah, just thank you to everyone that is watching the stream. And we just wanted to show you our report. We're very proud of it. And I hope you can learn a little bit about the use of tools and this kind of dynamics, and also how we present the dashboard. Thank you everyone. And I hope you like it. I hope you can learn a little bit. And every information you can, every advice, every recommendation, everything comment, feel free to ask us. We can help you through it, and we can also learn from it. So thank you very much to everyone. I hope you like it, and yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Santiago. I am a huge fan of maps, and I never imagined that you could use maps this way. I really love the use of tooltips everywhere, and I think I'm going to use this in my work now. Really, really impressive. And one thing I would really like to say, that something that really stood out to me was the limited use of icons, very minimalist use of colors and text. That something which I really like. But I have a question for you. The question is, so in this particular page, I saw that the colors changed according to the filters that I use. Is there a logic behind, or uh, what made you choose these colors?
Yes, so there is not a specific logic behind that colors. We just wanted to make it a lot more dynamic for the student to not feel like they are in the same page, just for them to know, okay, I'm changing college. I know that I'm changing the college. And just that's our main purpose behind, to give this dynamic and these students not feel bored working through this dashboard.
Perfect. And I also would like to point out, like, how you said how you explained the process of making the report, wherein you mentioned that when you created this report, you imagined yourself to be a student who's looking for a college, and that's how you proceeded with the report. So that was going to be one of my questions, but you've answered it. And I think this is something like every Power BI report designer should keep in mind. Always imagine that you are the end user. Make sure when you create reports, the end users, it's easy for the end users to use the report. And so kudos on that. Andrew, any thoughts you would like to share with us?
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful report. I think, like everyone, the map is just absolutely
Mm.
fantastic, and it really brings you into the storytelling, which I think is best shown though through the navigation. You didn't use the default navigation. You really use buttons and flow on the reports, which keeps you involved in that story. And it's harder to do. So you guys made a choice, which I think is fantastic, to do that and keep everyone involved in that story. The other thing I think you and your team did wonderfully is balancing trends with current, right? You didn't lean too heavily on one side. You give both the history and then the kind of current state, and letting students make a more informed, holistic decision, right? Which goes back to that. What's the point? The point is to help someone make a decision. I think you guys balance that really, really well.
Perfect. Thank you, Andrew. And so kudos to your team, Santiago. I see amazing comments for you. People who love these reports, please put it in the chat. Let's see what you have to say. I see a lot of people saying they really love the map. So great job. And perfect. I think now let's move on to our next finalist. Our next finalist is John from Canada. Let's have him here. Hey, John.
Hello, hello.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining in. The first page made me say, wow. So good job. And let's get started. Can you give a quick introduction about yourself? And then we'll go with the run through.
Certainly. So good morning. I'm John. I am a passionate about data visualizations, storytelling, and I've been studying Power BI and Fabric, and also user experience midlife in my career. I find that will help me better present data and also tell better stories, which help make better decisions, hopefully. So if we're ready to get started, I'll just start it off with a quick statement here. I'm sure that many of the viewers on the stream today can relate. Choosing a college is a stressful experience. There's many choices for colleges. There's lots of different programs. But in our case, we're very fortunate. We have the College Oracle, Professor Hootsworth, who's going to help us through this today. So if you don't mind to click on enter, please, Lakshmi, we'll get this started.
Sure.
So chat, say hi to the Oracle. This is our friend, Professor Hootsworth. My concept here, after I looked at the data, I saw that there are some some columns that I could group into specific categories. So in the end, I grouped everything into 5 different categories. The ones you see on your screen: cost, career growth, academics, campus life, culture, and support. With the hovering, you can see which one encompasses what. And the goal here isn't to choose a college, but rather the Oracle is going to give you 300 points to spend on those categories as you see fit. So Lakshmi, go ahead and slide away however you want. And as you're sliding, you'll notice that the crystal ball of the Oracle is changing colors. And the icons will change based on the value that you selected. And then once there is enough data for the Oracle to produce some results, a show results shows up in the bottom right-hand corner. If you do happen to go over, the Oracle will scold you, but perfect, thank you. You clicked on it. And now this is where the magic really happens. Calculated based on your weightings of the different categories. It's selected the 3 top colleges for you. So thinking about it, if I gave you a list of 10 colleges and said, choose the one that's best for you, it's a hard choice. But when you narrow it down to the 3 top colleges based on your preferences, the choice becomes much more easy. So each college has its own color theme, and that theme will persist throughout the rest of the experience. I've highlighted at the bottom some key facts: tuition, placement rate, happiness level, and magic score, as I think they're important to picking the right college. And I've shown you from left to right the best, the runner-up, and the good match. So Lakshmi, why don't you click on select Stormwind, and let's take a look at that best match for you.
Sure.
Thank you. What this does is it brings you to a page looking at the actual college where you can go through. If you want to click on the eye, that would be wonderful. It's going to show you in easy to read terms why this was selected for you. So based on your favoritism of academics and career success, these are the facts that are attributing why it was a #1 selection for you. Okay, and then along the left, you have the different metrics that you can look at. Placement rate, tuition, doesn't matter. You click on whichever one you want. The bar for your selected college is highlighted in color. And for people with accessibility challenges, we also put your selection beside it as well to make it very easy to see. Okay. So looking at this college, it does seem to be lining up to what you were looking for. So if you don't mind to click on the Explore Programs button, this takes you to the final page of the presentation. So here you can see at the top, the rating is #1. It gives you a high-level overview. And I would like you, Lakshmi, to choose a program that you're interested in from the left slicer, please. Okay. Spellcasting it is. Once you've selected that, you're able to use the slicer in the middle to look at various aspects. So the salary, the enrollment rate, over time, of course, right? So we're looking, we had data from 2003 or so up until 2024. And with each one, you can see in the subtitle whether it's grown or gone down for starting salary, for example. And if you're still not sure that this is the right college for you, you could click on one of the buttons at the top to take you to one of the other choices. But I think in this case, you found a wonderful college for you, Lakshmi. So enjoy your time there. And thank you, everyone, for your attention. I hope you all enjoyed the demo as much as I enjoyed building it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I really love how you gamified the entire experience. And it just made me want to keep playing around with the sliders. And something that I really liked is how when I move the sliders, the color in the crystal ball changes, and also the images, the smiley here, like that was very dynamic too. So I think something that's really stood out to me in this entire report was how dynamic it is, how it makes you stay engaged, keep playing around with the report. That was really good. Thank you so much for demoing it out for us. Andrew, would you like to point out something that you really liked?
Yeah, I like Lakshmi, loved playing with this. We actually, after you submitted, our whole team spent a call playing with it. It's fantastic. I was actually, really like to hear on this page how you talked about how you modified it or enhanced the data set, right? You didn't just start with the original data. You made changes to it to kind of fit the storytelling needs that you need, which worked out really well because it really leads you towards making a decision. With that said, I got to ask, you were one of the first people to submit, and this is a really deep report with a lot of detail in it. How much time did you spend making it?
A lot.
A lot.
Every evening for the first couple of weeks, I spent on this whenever I could. So. Well,
you did a great job. I think it was time well spent.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. For those who love John's report, we would like to see some hearts in the comments. Let's show him some love. Oh, there are some great comments right there. People really liked how dynamic the icons were, the colors are. Great job. Perfect. Thank you so much, John. Now thank you. We are going to head over to our next finalist. Naara was not able to join us, so Shannon will be representing Naara.
Hi.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Lakshmi. Yes, I will do my very best. Naara had a previous engagement, so she was not able to join, but you may have noticed she is here in the chat. So yes. Please continue to show her some love as we go through her report.
Perfect.
And I guess I will get started.
Yes.
So I'll just do a quick introduction. We have not introduced Naara yet. Naara is based in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and runs a design business. Naara has a whole team Brazil in the chat here to cheer her on, which is so great. Naara recently completed her MBA in UX design and UX research. And I think that is incredibly clear by looking at this report. This is a masterpiece in design. So I'm going to run through the highlights and then I will talk through each of the report pages. Does that sound okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So Naara designed the report using key UI and UX principles like spacing, color consistency, and visual structure. She also really took the time to study accessibility guidelines and built the entire report with accessibility at the core to make it comfortable and intuitive to all users. And you'll be able to see as you navigate through this report, the tab order, the color contrast, the alt text, everything is there. So she really did a great job on the accessibility piece. The other highlight is that to simulate a website experience, Naara used HTML for some of the custom visuals, and then she combined that with bookmarks, which allowed her to create just a really smooth navigation and a more web-like interface inside of Power BI. And I can say that if you were to look at this report, not on the community site, but just the report in itself, you might not even be able to tell that this is Power BI. And to me, that's really special.
Right.
All right, so I asked Naara, what did she set out to explore with this report? And she really wanted to explore the student journey within the Fabricland Academy to understand how the academic, financial, and experiential factors connect. So she wanted to transform all of the information you gave her into a really clear visual narrative. And I think she's accomplished that for sure. Her core question here was, how can she present the student journey in a way that is intuitive, engaging, and actually useful for decision making? So beyond connecting all of the different variables, she focused on highlighting insights that help the users interpret the data confidently. And that goes back to what you were saying earlier, Lakshmi, with just making sure that we're building with the end user in mind. So Naara focused on three main pillars. She focused on storytelling and narrative clarity, accessibility and usability, and a coherent and modern visual experience, which I think, I mean, that's just the first thing I noticed when I looked at this. So she did such a good job. Okay, so now let's jump through, let's do a little bit of navigation. So for the overview page, which is where we're at, we're providing an initial look at the whole Fabricland ecosystem, presenting just the key indicators and providing context to the user. The cost and return subsection highlights the relationship between investment and potential return. So helping identify which academies offer a balanced value. That's just really so interesting. In the programs section here, next page, the programs page, Naara allows the user to explore program performance and look at enrollment trends. It also includes information on academic levels, internship availability, and historical patterns. And I think those are really truly some of the things you would be looking at when you're trying to select a college. So this could be so applicable to real life, which I love. Okay, moving on to the comparison page. This is, in Naara's opinion, and in mine as well, one of the strongest pages of the report. It gives you that side-by-side comparison of the two institutions, and you can look at multiple metrics related to quality, performance, functionality, quality and performance. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I follow the notes so that I don't misrepresent Naara.
No worries.
One thing that I really like about this page and that the judges noticed is this, in Power BI reports and in websites all over, oftentimes you will see tables of information. But Naara has done such a good job of making this table actually tell you something. With the SVG images that are embedded, with the bold, just with the formatting that she's used, it really stands out and tells you more than just a table full of numbers. So that to me is really incredible. And then, of course, I love the Oracle's verdict here at the bottom. Okay, let's jump now to just the Data Hub page. And here what we can see is you're able to sort through, again, using what looks like a table or a matrix. You can sort through all of the categories, the descriptions, the difficulty, and the average starting salary. And here, again, we have a table that's super informative. We've got the difficulty labels. And then again, you're able to see all of the information that you need. One thing I want to point out about this data hub is oftentimes when we are building reports for our stakeholders, you may build the world's most beautiful UI, and it is such an intuitive and wonderful report, and your stakeholders will still come to you and say, I'd like to see the data in a table. We've all been there, right?
Yes.
And so this page really allows you to do that. Then two other pieces I want to highlight. If you go to the support tab here, Naara has just built in, again, using bookmarks and buttons, a way for people to take action not only on the data, but also if they're having issues with the report. Sometimes you're not able to see who created the report or who you need to reach out to for support. So she's got a support email and phone number there, which is really nice. And then last but not least, if you jump to the user guide, this is genius. Naara provided here text to tell the users how to navigate the report. And I think from a judging perspective, this really stood out to us so that users, navigating Power BI or navigating a website is not intuitive. We do not all know how to do that out of the womb. So Naara really provided a guide that walks you through exactly how to find the information that you need. So I think that's the overview of each of the report pages. This kind of integrated documentation, the accessibility features, the comparisons, and then of course the overall UX and UI really made Naara stand out as a finalist.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Shannon. I think you did a great job.
Thank you. I was nervous.
Also, yeah, I would also like to mention that something that really stood out to me was the support, user guide, and the documentation section. And also, like you mentioned, it looks like a website, very easy to navigate and very intuitive. I really wish she was here. I have so many questions to ask her. How much time did it take? What was her thought process? And how did she structure it? But I'm going to reach out to her via LinkedIn. And I think a lot of people in the comments are going to do the same. Andrew, what is something that really stood out to you?
I thought it was beautiful. Like Shannon, the ROI piece on the front page hit me right away. It's something people look at, but when we're building reports, it's often something that we want to translate to a decision maker. What's the return on your investment here? So her MBA education clearly is working, and she got that. The feel felt really corporate, and I mean that in a great way. Like this looks like something you would see in a boardroom. It's very polished. It's incredible. I think most of us that have worked with Power BI know how powerful bookmarks can be, but also with that power comes from some frustration and difficulty to maintain. And the depth of her navigation is incredible. The amount of work that it takes to balance that and maintain that. She put a lot of time and effort to it, and it really shows. The detail, the documentation, there's really no stone unturned here. She did a fantastic job.
Right. I see a lot of Team Naara's on the comments too. Perfect.
Very well
Thank
deserved.
you. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I would like to know from the audience, what do you think about Naara's report? And hope all of you are ready to get started with the voting. We're going to have a live voting. Let's jump back into the presentation. Perfect. And it's time to vote now. In order to be able to vote, these are some of the guidelines that you would have to follow. The first one is obviously you have to be watching the live session. Make sure you are signed into YouTube and you subscribe to the Microsoft Reactor channel too. For people joining us through YouTube, you will have a poll that will pop up. you will be able to vote for your favorite finalist. I'm really excited to know who the winner is. I can't wait anymore. But let's give it some time. Go ahead, vote for your favorite finalists.
Hey, Lakshmi, I want to add in there, uh, I
Mm-hmm.
think everyone should be subscribing to that Reactor channel anyways. For all of our current students and recent grads, remember that learning does not stop when we graduate. It's a continuous
Right.
process. So join those channels, join these contests, go join your local Fabric user group and learn from your peers around you, and keep on learning the rest of your career.
Absolutely. Well said, Andrew. And also, quick guidelines voting rules is there's only one vote per person, so make sure you vote for your favorite person. And then the voting period will last for about 5 minutes. Make sure you don't cheat, do not use multiple accounts, they will be blocked, and maybe the person you are voting will also be disqualified. So let's be honest, let's appreciate people who really put in time and efforts. While we are on it and all of you are voting, we want to present a couple of the judges favorites, and I would say like my favorites too. So we have three beautiful reports from three great people, Gabriel, Allison, and Gus. Let me quickly just let's look into their reports as well. So, in order to look into the reports, just head on to the contest gallery. Make sure you filter out the contest by Fabric Data Day students. Once you head on to the featured section, you will be able to see the finalist reports along with the judges' favorite. Let's get started with Gus' report and let's see what he's done. Perfect. So oh wow, the first page itself looks so clean and neat. I really love how they've used the rounded bar charts right here. I see there are a lot of great KPIs and beautiful little icons next to it. Very clean and neat. Also, you can select a college right here. Everything is so dynamic, changes according to the selection.
I think another submission that has that, corporate, polished, professional design and aesthetic to it, you could really see this in the real world being used in a boardroom or to make a real decision.
Right, I agree. I agree. Absolutely. Very clean navigation too. And I really like how the entries, whenever I see tables, they don't look like tables. It takes me a while to get used to the fact that, okay, these are tables. So that's, I think, really, really good. A lot of great information here as well. Let's head on to programs. Oh, wow. I like sparklines. And I also like how the top three are highlighted here, the top three programs.
Yeah, he did a good job of drawing your eye to important data points.
Yes, yes, I agree. Perfect.
Appreciate the
Yes.
use of a donut chart over a pie chart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you think about the color scheme, Andrew?
I like it. It's simple,
Mhm.
again, it draws your eye to what's important. It's not too loud. It's not distracting. He had good use of
Yes.
icons for other sources of color.
Yes, yes, perfect. Yeah, even I like the monochromatic look of the entire
Yeah.
report, not too many colors in there. Perfect. Gus, if you are there in the comments, if you are watching us live, great job with your report. Let's look into the other judge's favorite by Allison. Wow. I think this is also going to be like a gamified experience. Okay, so the first page is the home page, gives you information about what's going to happen in the report, and then let the adventures begin. Once I hit on the next option, I get a very gamified view wherein I have 7 kingdoms. I really like how on hovering the color changes. Little touches like this really makes the report beautiful. And then I have a small glimpse. Great, I like the use of these rating icons. You could change the x-axis and then look into the average magic score. A lot of great little details that have been added here. Let's move on to the next page. This is a page where you can go ahead and choose colleges. I really like the navigation on the top too. So when I hover, it literally tells me what's going to happen. These little texts really make it very interesting. On the college section, the colleges have been mentioned, and I really see the color scheme looks like similar colleges or have a same color scheme. And then I really like the effect on where you hover over the college and then the color changes. I think great job. Also a good call out wherein they mention that I am supposed to select a college, so let's go ahead and select a college. Oh wow. And then I have a beautiful KPI card that comes up with information about the college. And I really like, I think this is all like great extra efforts that Allison has put in, because none of this was present in the data set. So I think she's picked up a lot of KPIs and then created a narrative out of it. So great job on that. And I really like the use of the colors, like the shadow fen is green throughout the entire report, so color consistency is really great. Moving on to the next page, we have I'm ready for my career test. Oh wow, this is great. Like you can test yourself for the career. And great, this was really good. And then I really like how there's a call to action which says restart the adventure. Perfect, that's
She
great.
she really created a workflow. Kind of reminds me of John's report that we saw earlier, right? It leads you through and
Yes,
tells you. I thought she did a
yes,
fantastic job. Can you click on the
yes.
in the top right corner where it says roadmap? It's really easy to look over this, where you can click on that, and then it takes you.
Oh,
This is another little hidden thing that I thought she did a fantastic job. She really told a
yes,
good story. It's the design's fantastic.
yes. Perfect, perfect. Now we have one more report. Okay, so this is one of the judges' favorite by Gabriel. I really love the first page. I was like, wow, what's happening? And then we have very good uh, narration of the entire report. I have two sections where I have college match. We're going to go ahead with that.
I don't point out to because I don't think everyone else can hear it, but she had music playing on
Sorry?
that homepage. She has music playing on the homepage. It's not coming through on the,
Yes.
but
Yes.
she embedded music
Yes.
into it.
So for people who do not know, I have music playing on because the entire report has music in it as well. Okay. So coming to this particular page, I can find my college match. So what I can do is select a couple of options. Like I'm more interested. I'm an urban person, so let's go with urban. I want my admission difficulty to be really easy. And then I love the use of sliders right here. And then once I click on these sliders, you see how my options change accordingly as well. That's great. And then I have these images. Let's see if these images are dynamic as well. Wow, the images are dynamic too. That's really good. And then moving on to program part. Wow. Okay. So I can, it shows me my match. It shows me what my magic focus area is, what my scholarship availability is, a lot of information that was picked from the data set. Great job on that. There are a couple of filters where you can deep dive into a particular major if you're interested in. That's great too. I really like the purple feel of it. So my favorite color is purple. So great job in that. Coming to the overview page, I think this is a quick overview of the Fabric Land colleges. Now, all this makes me want to move to Fabric Land right now because this is really beautiful. Love the color scheme right here. I think this entire report uses native visuals. That itself is like a big plus to me. Any comments, Andrew?
I have a lot, but I think we have a winner, and I think everyone's probably real excited to hear it. So maybe we should move on to the announcement.
Perfect. Let's switch on to our slide. Perfect. Once we are done with the judge's favorite, it's time to announce who the winner is. And before I do that, I would like all of you to guess who the winner is in the comments. Let's see what people have to say. Go on, put in the comments who you think the winner is. I see Team Naara. Everyone is a winner in my book. Absolutely. Yes, Stephanie. Great comments right
Oh,
here.
apparently the secret's out.
Perfect. Great. Now, in order to make sure, I wait for a couple of minutes. Perfect. So the winner is Naira Helen. Great job, Naira. We really loved how intuitive your report is. Very modern website, web page look. And I think I'm going to pick a lot of elements from your report, really inspired, make sure I use it in my organization, especially the documentation section. I see Andrew smiling right there. And to be honest, all the 4 reports are winners to me because I'm a person who regularly takes part in these challenges. I know how hard it is to manage time, to make sure you follow deadlines. So kudos on that. Congratulations to everyone right here. And thank you for joining us. Before
I
we
want
quickly wrap up, yeah, Andrew, anything you
to
want to add?
thank everyone for submitting and participating who did. Please keep doing so. And remember, go join your Fabric user group, get involved, and stay involved.
Yes. Before we wind up, I have a couple of things that I just want to tell you that what's next in Fabric Data Days is make sure you scan the QR code, add this to your calendar because the next Power BI Dataviz World Championship is going to start on January 12, 2026. I have this put in my calendar and I am going to make sure that I participate. Make sure you do too. Another quick another quick slide wherein I would really love and appreciate if you could take the survey. This really helps us develop new community programs for all of you. And like I mentioned earlier, we have another final Microsoft Reactor session specifically for students and early career data enthusiasts. Please go ahead and follow it. You can find the full schedule in the link below. And these are a couple of resources. If you want to go back, take a look at the finalist reports, please go ahead and take a look at it. With that being said, thank you so much for everyone to join us. And it's been a pleasure to host this challenge alongside Andrew.